For this video, I wanted to be real with y'all about one specific thing that I have no doubt some of y'all have noticed is that maybe about for the last 6 months or so, I have not been uploading my normal stuff. I was starting, I was doing series or like at least trying to. And before that, for maybe close to 2 years, I was streaming. You'll see a whole backlog of live streams that were all just me making all the mistakes, doing everything that I could that I felt was just making content, just being, well, just doing what I felt was right. But a large part of it was the reason why I kind of took a break, and what I wanted to talk about for this video, because I feel like it's something that a lot of y'all can directly feel and relate to in your own life. It's why I wanted to say this out loud. The person that I was during the last few years, I didn't like who I was. The reason for that is because, quite simply, I was blind, depressed. I was dragging a lot of baggage with me throughout the last few years that I never really got over. I have spent most of my life with a speech impediment that has made things tricky, and also being raised by parents who never really had the leadership or the possession of themselves to really give us a good example. They did their best to be parents, but weren't emotionally mature enough to deal with themselves, even much less us. It was not easy to be able to grow up with a family that didn't want to understand you when you felt like you couldn't even understand yourself through all the pain you were going through. And if you have no one to really guide you, it kind of just throws you into the storm, and you just flounder and panic and shout at the top of your lungs, just asking for help from anybody, but not even being sure how to say it. And I physically couldn't even say it out loud because of my speech impediment. So my retreat was just going home and retreating. I just would hide away from the world, and that's it. It continued on for a very long time. And I've been on my own now for maybe about 5 years now. And it's been a trial for sure. It's been a battle of grappling with everything when you're on your own, and just having a lot mentally to deal with, and then through the years you grow and you mature, and then you look back and you see yourself and realize you don't like the person that you see in the mirror. And I feel that it all comes down to depression. I feel like there is a lot of us in this world right now in the US where we are all stuck. We are all unsure of what to do with ourselves. And it really all comes down to being broken and depression. And depression blinds you. And what's crazy is there is a simple truth. If that spell breaks, even just for a second, where you realize that happiness has been in front of you your entire life. You have everything you need to become the very best version of yourself that you need. And there is no one else to blame except you. And that is not an easy thing to come to terms with. A lot of people like to shake their fist to the world and say, I can't do this because of this economy, because of this person, because of that person. And that's true. It can leave lasting effects on you. But at the end of the day, you and I are responsible for ourselves. And what that means is we are responsible for happiness in our lives. You can choose to have a better life. You don't need to be defined by the world around you. And in turn, you can create a world that has not yet been seen but will be very soon. And you can become greater than you ever thought you could be. And that's really where it all kind of clicks and turns around when you realize I've been wrong my entire life. I have been everything I am already everything that I need to be. I just refuse to take up the mantle. And I feel like a large number of us are just simply afraid of that person. If you have gifts and beautiful things you can bring to this world, there is a sense of fear to it where people are are scared of the magnitude of what you could actually accomplish. And I really it's such a weird thing because everybody wants happiness in their lives. They want an easy, good life. But there is a fear, this inherent fear of being able to finally take possession of that because it means a whole new world of responsibility that you draw unto yourself. And if you don't know who you are yet, you're scared to take that up. You're scared to become that person. And therefore, they leave it there and don't do anything with it because they're afraid to touch it. Where it's like you have everything you need right here in front of you to change your life, but you won't do it because you are safe in this prison cell where you know they put the key just under the bench here, but you want to keep it closed because you know it's safe and you know where you are and you know that you can just stay here even if it sucks. You can just. And then what people do is they don't consciously tell themselves that they made that choice. They say, I can't get out of here because of this person or that person or this and that. When you are everything you need to be right now to change that. And that is a frustrating contradiction, or just it's such a simple answer. And people and myself just don't want to do that because it's scary. And just knowing what you could become and knowing just what's right there behind the curtain. There are a lot of people who realize that changing your life was only down to one simple step. And the difference between when you are a child and then when you are an adult, you have a choice to carry the torch of that innocence in your heart and that wonder and that desire for this world. And you choose to hold onto that, or you let the world snuff it out because it's different. But they don't remember the people that followed the rules or were a good person. They remember the people that just wanted to make a difference and be the best version of themselves that they could be. And to round back to why I haven't been uploading for the last 6 months is because last year was hard, particularly. Last year was very, very hard. I lost a family member and in turn, my grandmother also sold their house, which was just nearby to me, which is why I was here in Katy. Which we've been there for every holiday since I was born. They've owned the house since 1993. Every Christmas, every Thanksgiving, every Easter, we've always spent there. And that's gone. My grandfather passed. Just 2 years before that, my parents divorced. Made every mistake in the book and have no inheritance to give us, which is not something I can exactly blame anybody for, except the lack of possession of myself and choosing to make my own path. It's just, it sucks. It really sucks whenever like everything you've known falls apart and is only left to you. And then in May of last year, I also had to have a sort of an emergency surgery, just in urgent operation for a hernia that I've been dealing with for the last 4 years. It was just on my hip here, pressing on a nerve, and every time I stood up, it got to the point that, I mean, like, it would come out about like maybe like this much. I had to like constantly get it back in and stand for to get up and sit back down as quick as I could. And finally got fixed. And maybe that's made a big difference. Maybe mentally there's not that stress that's weighing on me. But around October, something clicked in my head. I I don't know if it was God or something that was finally revealed to me, whether or maybe I was ready to finally hear what was finally revealed to me, but it was like my depression spell snapped, and like it just stopped. And I realized I was dealing with chronic depression for the last like 4 or 5 years, and it just held me down. And whenever it broke, it's like the world opened up to me, and I finally had a new possession of myself and understanding that the future you want and everything you want to be lies only with the decision to believe in yourself. That's all that it is. And you'll realize that when you finally do, you'll realize that you have the keys to your own kingdom. There are things that people want in their lives, but never actually are brave enough to speak it out loud. And I realized that I was everything I already needed to be, but was weighed down by being defeated, broken, and really felt like a dead man being raised back to life. And I realized I only needed to believe in myself. And I kind of stopped the content because the person that was making that content was not exactly the person that I wanted to be. Not to say that I've loved every second of this channel and I'm still that person, but I mean that at the time I was still blaming things around me. I was not a grateful or positive person. And that's really all where it begins, is being grateful for the things around you, because then your mind will start to count all the good things you have in your life. And then which I think that's really what God waits for, is just for people to finally say, God, thank you for this house, for my bed, for my car, for money, for a job. Thank you. Thank you so much for this. And that's all that he wants to hear, so that he says, okay, now he's ready for more, because you know what? He actually appreciates what he's given. And, which is very important in this. You have to involve God in the things that you want in life. And it's also very important to write them all down, all the things you want. And that's really where it becomes this waterfall effect of, once you realize that you can just believe in yourself, you'll realize that being realistic is a cap you simply put on yourself. You can do an infinite number of things in your life. You can do anything you want and live any kind of life that you want to live. The only limit is yourself. Your imagination and what you want to achieve in your life stops and begins with you. It only begins with you. Nobody else can tell you what you should do with your life. You have to believe in what you can do, and you run for it, because there's nothing else to life except that. It's just you and your story and what you want to tell the world. And it also takes an understanding of knowing that this is about them, not you. And being depressed and being broken is just a pathetic state of being. It really is. It's just saying like, oh, poor me, pity me. For what? I mean, for what? You never even started living your life. And it's just no different than just laying down and dying. And there's only two sides of the spectrum. There are winners and losers. And a winner is somebody who has just kept on marching through life, no matter how many times they've messed up or fallen. They kept going, saying, I believe, I believe, I believe. And that also takes a belief in miracles, in faith. And that's why you have to pray, because God said, ask and ye shall receive. And those are the people God chooses, are the people who march forward believing in miracles, in the things they can't see yet, but know it's there. They can see it with their heart and their soul. They know it's there. They're just trying to bring it into the world. And those are the great people of this world. And that is all that it comes down to. People overcomplicate things, but all that it comes down to is knowing what you want to achieve, writing it all down, telling yourself that I am worth it. I am good enough. I am great. I am loved. I am wanted. I am unique and perfect in my own way. I love myself. I love myself. And if you just keep telling yourself that every single day and reprogram and rewire your mind and convince it that it is worth it, your life will start to be like, it's almost like a multi-dimensional theory, where it's like, if there's a parallel dimension of a version of you that's successful and happy, everything, you can imagine what that looks like. What does a happy version of you look like? And those aspects of you start to bleed into your life because you start to believe you can become that. And whenever you finally break out of being broken or whatever you're going through, it just opens your eyes again, and you realize that whoever this person was is not who I want to be. And knowing that time goes on every day and there's nothing left except you and your story. That's really all that it is. It's, would you rather work a job to fulfill somebody else's dream, or would you rather take a shot on your own and finally believe that you can do something that's even bigger than yourself? And that's all that it is. And I stopped because I wanted to refocus, and kind of understand what I want to achieve that goes even further beyond than just gaming and things like that. I haven't played a game for the last 5 months or so. I've been just focused on myself and teaching myself everything that I know that I am, and writing and journaling and convincing and teaching myself that I am everything that I need to be, and having a possession of yourself of knowing that once we start, we are going to do this 100%, and there is nothing on earth that can stop me. I am going to change the world, and that's all that it is. It's just something behind you that goes beyond the content you're making, something inside you that wants to make things better for everybody else, including yourself, and changing your world. But that's all that it is. I've just been taking a break, and also I upgraded my drive, so I was just kind of taking my sweet time trying to reorganize everything. I just have big dreams, big desires. I want to write, I want to podcast, I want to speak, I want to make videos, and make it what I do. And with money comes the ability to do more. I can upgrade my computer, I can upgrade my setup, I can have a new place and just continue to become better and better and have more momentum to keep going. And that's really all that it comes down to. It's not about the money, but what it makes of you to achieve it. And that's all that it comes down to. And I've had big dreams my entire life. I was just afraid to speak the words that I want to say. And it's really a gift if somebody can do something that is greater than themselves. And that's what people really need to count, of knowing that there's more than what meets the eye. And you just have to believe that you can do it. And you can. And taking it one step at a time, and just knowing that this is the long game. You know, this isn't about winning all at once. This is about taking small steps and building something that just culminates before your very eyes. And it's a beautiful story. It's a story that you can tell, and people will be inspired by it, and they'll do the same. But that's really all that it comes down to, guys. I really do appreciate the support. I'm going to get back to it. I just have been trying so hard to balance time. That's all it is down to, is just not being lazy and not sleeping so much, and just saying, like, time to work, and not, because it's just my job. And it's like, and I'm trying to back away from that more and more, and just saying, like, this is it. It's just have to be in the right mental space. But at the same time, it's like, I can do anything. So what's stopping me except me? So yeah, guys, I really do appreciate y'all watching, and we're going to get back to it, guys. I really do thank y'all for everything, and we're just getting started. But I'll talk to y'all soon, guys, and y'all take care. Thanks for all the support. See ya.